in this video we're going to focus on how we can move the Y scale from left to the very right on a open, high, low and closing chart. As you can see here, this candlestick chart look-alike. So let's start to look how to do this. So let's start to look how we can change the Y-axis from left to right on our financial chart. So the first thing what we need to do here is we need to go to Chartjs3.com, getting started, this specific link, which you can find as well in the description box. So once you're on here, scroll down and copy this chunk of code. Copy this, and if you want to understand this code, make sure you watch this video here. So then I'm going to paste that in there. We'll cut this out, put the title in here, save, refresh, there we are. So the next thing what I want to do is I want to maximize the width of this, put it on 80%, save, refresh, there we are. So now what I want to do is I need to make sure that it will start to support the candlestick or the open, high, low and close charts. And for that what we need to do is we need to go to this part here. We have the ecosystem, click on this, and once you're on here you have to scroll down and we can look here for the chart. And for the chart types, you get the financial chart, you click on this, and once you're on here, scroll down here to find the example. So if you have the example here, you can click this, and once you're on here, you can select here the source, and grab this JavaScript file, which is basically this file here. You can click on raw to get the JavaScript file, this link here. And to make it very easy, I already saved the file here. As you can see, it's identical here. I already saved the file as a JavaScript file, so I'm just going to grab this and put that in my JavaScript or in my HTML document. So in here, what I'm going to do is just paste this in, copy this, put that in here, cut this, and put that in there. So what is very important, I'm going to put additional space here, because this needs to load first and this one will be the last loaded. So this is very important. If I save this right now, refresh, nothing happens yet. However, if we're going to work with the financial chart, we also need the date adapter. We can find this as well if we go here to ecosystem again, and then we scroll down, we select here the adapters, and we grab here the date adapters. Date FNS is fine. Scroll down here and copy this JavaScript file here. Just copy that one. That one is already up and running, so we can just do it like that. There we are. So the JavaScript library first, then we have the date adapter, and afterwards we will have here eventually the financial chart plugin, or the add-on basically. So if I save this, ignore that, refresh, nothing happens yet because we don't have the structure yet. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to change this. We say here the open, high, low and close chart. I know that candlestick chart sometimes doesn't work, and in this case it does not work here. I don't know why. Maybe there's an update and because of that there might be a conflict. Anyway, doesn't matter for now. So we see here, once we do this, we probably will get an error here, invalid date and time. Alright, let's start to fix this. We're going to say here on the X scale, we're going to say the type, and the type will be equal to time. And this is a string value, comma, basically the time object, and then we have here the time object that we have specified here. We're going to say here the unit. So we want to show this unit, or every value will be based on a date. There's a string value as well. So once we have this, we're not done yet. We want to scroll up here and adjust the structure. First of all, we can remove all of these. We don't need this. And all we need is, not even here the labels. This needs to be removed as well. And all we need is the open, high, low and close values. So let's start to work on those. I'll just put it like that. And then in here, what I'm going to say is the X value. We're going to say a new date. We're going to make a new date object. We make sure that the date is being read, because as you can see here, invalid time value. So what we need to have here is the date in numbers basically. So we're going to say 2022, and then what is today? Let's say 10 October. Well, let's make it 01. Alright, once we did that, what I also want to do is I want to set the hours, because I am on a GMT or Greenwich Mean Time of number +8 if I'm not mistaken. So that would mean it increases +8 hours or plus or something like that, or sorry, it's +6 hours. So what I want to do is I want to avoid that. I want to set the hours just on 0, so that even in my local time zone it will set on 0. So if you are in a different time zone, use this to set this on 0. We say 0 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds, and 0 milliseconds. Basically 12 midnight. Very straightforward. Alright, then we can say here the open. And then let's put a comma here. We have the high, comma, low, comma, and close value. So these are just numeric values or floating numbers. So let's say here it opens at 1. The highest point is 1.10, and then the lowest point would be, let's say, 0.95 or 96. That's alright. And then we're going to say here, and then the closing would be 1.6. Oh, sorry, 1.06, of course. So if I save this now, refresh, you can see it works, but of course, because we only have one data point, it gives an error, or it just doesn't draw it correctly. Although there's no error in the console log, so it does recognize. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this here, put that in there, say number 2, and then here this could be 1.06, and let's make this 1.5. We keep that one in there, and then we're going to say this will be 1.15. Well, yes. So if I save this, we should see here now these values being shown, and you can see here the time is at 12:00 a.m. If I'm going to remove this, you will understand exactly what I was referring to. Alright, oh, apparently it just doesn't even invalid time as well. Alright, so we have to really convert it into a number. So I thought that would be possible, but apparently that is a not allowed value. So we have to be really like these numbers here. Anyway, we have these here. What is more important is that this needs to move to the very right side. So how do we do that? We go into the right scale, comma, we're going to say here position, and basically we can say here now the right side. Save this, refresh, and there we are. Now we get these numbers at the very right side. And we could do now nice crosshair or something even to show this, but it's not necessary for now. But this is basically the way we can position this nicely to the right side. So if you enjoyed this video and maybe you want to go more advanced, in that case I'm going to recommend you this video here. We're going to create a open, high, low, and a closing chart with a line in Chart.js, and this is a whole advanced series which is quite interesting as well. We have this line here, we have the bars in there, creating all kind of options. I'm going to recommend you this video as well to explore.